Yo, what up, my guys? It's me, I'm back with another WOTV edition video, Valentine's Day special. Sunday the 16th, and Grand Arena's over. At least for me. I've got no more matches. So I'm just gonna go over some Grand Arena stuff, because this has to be the best Grand Arena we've had yet. The first one with the 5 versus 5, it was pretty cool, but the map was kind of janky. It was really made for ranged units, right? But this map, you could just go with actually whatever you wanted. And the other advantage of this version is how the bonus units are commanders, and you can use them even though they're not dual commanders. So this is my ranking right now, 72. I definitely spent some time tweaking, making teams, tweaking it out, you know, having a lot of fun. Honestly, 4 versus 4 is something I've been waiting on for the longest time. I'm so bored of 3 versus 3 in Arena. It's so overplayed. We've been doing it for like how many years? For me, it's like going on 3 years, you know, just 3 versus 3. And regular Arena is just not that fun because you got a lot of wailing at the very top. And this is so much more competitive with the format. 15 tries a day. I feel like, I don't know, I'm not gonna criticize it. I love it. And really, this Grand Arena for me was really like the Veritas units showed up. They were my MVPs because they allowed me to make a lot of mono element teams. So just quickly go over the rankings. I got a 60 win streak. I only lost 1 game the first day because I misjudged the team. It was a win team with EX Death, and he kind of just 1v4'd my ice units. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show off some of my teams really quickly. And then I did some screen recordings with some of my teams. So we're just going to quickly check it out. I have one special battle. I think day 2 I fought JB79. And we're just going to take a look at a couple matches, and then I'm going to do maybe a couple of swings of some pulls, nothing too crazy. So these are my most reincarnated units. And I was building this team to kind of counter mono lightning teams. So very quickly, I'm not using the golem card because I went with the extra bonus VCs, but 75 lightning res. So this team worked out great. I did build a win team kind of trying to counter earth, but I never took this team out for a swing. This team I used a lot during the first couple of days. Not a lot. Gosh. But I definitely used it. And I used it against JB79. I'm going to show that match. And what we're kind of trying to do with this team is just stack a lot of light resistance. So 63 on pain. She actually goes down the most often. And that's because of Demon Wall, the 63. And we went with all Dark Espers, spec'd into light resistance. And Big Boy EX Death doing really awesome because when he buffs himself, he gets even more light resistance. So that was one of my better teams, but not using the double 100% bonus ones because obviously versus light, it's not the biggest advantage. You don't start off with 20 res, you start off minus 10. But this team right here, my ice team, this was the team that carried me in points. With this team, I got 800 points like multiple times, many different times. It would just completely ace the wind accuracy teams. Just take them out, get the full, because mod's giving the 100, 100, 100. So you see, ineligible, but you could still use it. So you're guaranteed to get that bonus unit. And I did use a fire team, but this team kind of struggled. I feel like I didn't use the AI on mod properly. And my last team that I used, and I really, this is probably my favorite team. It was a full lightning team. But this team is really heavy on the resistances. So we got the elemental card, but we're looking at 80. And Lucille, on her haste buff, she gives 30 water res. So I was over 100 water res on these units. And what that ended up doing is I would get hit by like XCR Joom for literally 1, the absolute minimum. And this was kind of my weak spot because I'm not using the bow, his own bow. I thought that the minus hate on the Yoshi bow would be a little bit better. Hate down 10. I thought that that would help him out more, but he actually did get sniped a couple of times. So using these teams, I was able to find a lot of mono element teams, which was really refreshing because mono element has been kind of missing out of the game for a long time, and I feel like with commanders they did give mono element teams a little bit of a bonus with certain commanders. So we see we have one here, all ice. This would probably be rough for my fire team, even though I have a huge advantage. And I think we have here probably a mono light team. Almost. And these are mono water teams. I fought this team and I did really well against it with my mono lightning, because my 2 lightning units, Ramada and Sid, would come in and just take no damage. But what was really cool about this whole event is all of these units that I'm using, for example, in my lightning team, I got this one for free. This was the anniversary where you get three level 120s, and these were 2 of them. I had Sid from way back in the day, but he got so giga boosted that he's really good. And this is, you know, another team where I've had this unit forever. This one for free. These 2 I pulled during the collabs. And this was the 3rd 120 for free. And I just bought him for 2k paid. So basically free. Agrius was the level 120 ticket. So this whole team basically handed out. And you know, the free to play gotcha. So many free units in here. I paid 2k for Sadali, Mont, got the reincarnation festival, so he's max reincarnated. And that's all I really wanted to show for my teams, but it's still early in the night, so there's a chance that I drop down below 100. But yesterday I finished in the top 100, so I think there's a possibility that I do end up in the top 100. So now I'm going to I don't even have it up. So I'm just gonna load my replays because I did some screen captures on my phone. Okay. Just almost got it. I thought I already had this going. So I'm just gonna quickly show off some whoa. So this is the dark team. And I'm gonna fight Ready Player Will. Ready Player Will here, he's running a... Just gonna pause real quick. He's basically running a full light, basically accuracy kind of team. We've got luck in the main slot. And, well, yeah, I guess it's like a little bit of accuracy. A little bit of luck. And I'm gonna take my dark team into it. I'll show off just a couple of matches just to kind of show you guys the way I've been playing, going for a heavy counter element strategy. Trying to stack elemental resistance to the opposing team. And just finding teams that are, you know, these teams are obviously gearing for something else, right? They're not gearing to fight dark teams. They're not gearing, like the wind teams I'm fighting, they're not gearing to fight ice teams. They're gearing to fight evasion teams, right? Which is kind of what's going on here. I think I looked at their accuracy, it's like over 160. So this is kind of the new sort of meta where you've got accuracy, evade, and then kind of bulky teams, and then everything in between that spectrum, right? So accuracy beats, or at least has a good chance of beating evade. Evade has a good chance of beating bulky teams, and bulky teams have a good chance of beating accuracy teams. Okay, I was supposed to fast forward this. So the battle is gonna start. And on my right side, I've got Veritas and EX Death. On the left side, Pain and Cypher. Now, EX Death has really no reincarnations. Veritas of the Dark doesn't have his reincarnations yet. And we're going up against King Mont in an unideal setup, because ideally I would want EX Death versing King Mont. So this is the cool part, right? Pain, such a good group buff with the haste, attack, protect. And then Cypher is kind of the really the big bruiser here, because he's got the health regen. So because he's stacking so much luck, I actually missed, even though it's Pain's fairly accurate. She's got accuracy on her weapon, accuracy on her passive. I'm using the Black Rose Helena card for accuracy and agility. So the same thing. Veritas of the Dark misses. Now Pain's getting, she's getting comboed here. The Jaden heal comes back. And now it's Mr. Thancred, right? So as you can see, I'm taking that damage very, very well. And you're gonna see as soon as I land, my damage is huge. So on Mont, I chunked him big time. Even Cloud took a nice punch there. And she wanted to go for Thancred. But Pain's really the punching bag of this team. She gets lit up. So you see, I'm taking these hits fairly well. I like Veritas, he's got the heal back, which is really nice. So here it comes. I think he's about to KO both of them, yeah. Huge damage. And here comes Cloud with his own big damage, but Cypher took it really well because he's got a lot of defensives with his all barrier, man resistance, the light resistance, and there he goes, doing a lot of damage. Almost took out King Mont, but so much HP, even cap damage isn't good enough. So again, you see X Death, he's just so tanky. And we get another miss. But with the haste, Cypher kinda can just take him out. Boom. So that's pretty much it. That's a wrap. Used a big dark team against light. And that was one of the big reasons when I saw EX Death. I was like, man, this unit would be so great into a light matchup because he's already got so much all element res. You just throw in some light res and he's gonna be super high on the resistances. So I think now I'm just gonna quickly show what my ice team was doing. So Veritas coming in buffing Agrius. Not really a big mandatory buff, but it's better than running up. Gilgamesh, Jaden combo. Jaden doesn't like to use his group buff even though he has it toggled on. But even Jaden, I mean, he's got a wind resistance buff. You activate that and all of a sudden you're almost at 100 wind res. It's gonna be really hard to punch through that. It's one of the reasons why this team was getting me 800 scores, because basically take no damage and have some little chip healing here and there. So I think he goes to the first ledge, yeah, and then he just railguns, right? Buy Shurika and zap. One hit, two dead, right? So this team obviously just absolutely was annihilating the wind teams. I had some better opponents that weren't stacking so much wind espers, because that also drops you down -10 res. But that's kind of basically it. So if I show how many points did I get from that? So this here, what I was doing incorrect is I was not using the correct commander, so I only got 700 points. Now, I've got some other ones I want to quickly just swap to. So I think here my first match, I'm going for a fire team. This is my fire team. This team, I think on the third day I threw it together and I was wondering, like, could this do something? My first couple of matches, I didn't do that many. I thought did pretty well, because the OG Kingmon has about 85 fire resistance. But I messed up the AI and he has an all element resistance buff, and he didn't use that in these fights. And the ice team with Agrius in particular, she just runs up, right? Kind of baits my Veritas, I think. Doesn't get any buffs and just cap damage. This team, if I could go back, I could probably do a little bit better. But as you saw right there, 1500 from the Gilgamesh on his LB. And this is another bait where didn't get the second buff off because this team is so fast. These ice teams, they just run up on you. So this here, I kind of get owned with the poison. And also in this setup, I forgot on my phone, I forgot to activate the graphics. So completely out of AP. And Veritas of the, in this case, Veritas of the Ice did really, really well. You see that double curse? That kind of screwed me over on the points category. And again, I'm cap damaging Agrius, but it's not enough because she's walking around with like 17k HP, 18k HP, 19. So I'm tanking the damage really, really well. But my damage is not that high. So I don't understand how that did 9999. That's beyond me. And yeah, Jaden's just chipping away. Ice Veritas is also chipping away. So this was not a really solid victory. But yeah. I think we can skip the rest of this, see the points. I think I finish him with the counter here. Yeah. Those preemptive counters are clean. So I just had a lot of fun. So you see 547. That's with double bonuses. All 3 bonuses, and didn't really work out that well. So here's another quick ice victory. I think this one's a little bit more competitive. But some days when I was getting like 90th and stuff like that, I could fight the same team multiple times, and when I had a win team like this to pick on, that was like 3 easy 800-point victories. So these teams are the really deadly accuracy teams. They just mount up the accuracy, 200 accuracy on Glaciella and stuff like that. So they just go in against the evade teams, and they probably just one-shot a lot of things. And the next Grand Arena, I heard, is gonna be MR only. MR and lower. Oh, did I miss the points? I think these this is where I just fight the same team and just skip. See, $7.99. Very important to get the bonuses all the way on a good team that you could score 800 points. If you want to be top 100, top 50, it's gonna be really mandatory, because my total score is 50,500. The maximum is 60,000, so I think here this is where I whip out the did I go for a second? I think I did go for a second fire team attempt. Yeah, I did. I don't know if this one worked out any better. That distance barrier, man. Jaden's very tanky from ranged, but you see that damage on Sephiroth? It's like literally nothing. So this is the follow-up buff, which is very nice to have on Fire Gilgamesh. So the follow-up damages are typeless attacks, so those do actually hurt. Out of AP again. Probably not a good setup the way I was running it. I think that's the LB that he's getting a huge range on. But OG Mon has 10 all element res on his MA2. He's also got the heal back. So versus pure ice teams, he's not a bad tank. Of course, Summer Resnick might be a little bit better just because she can heal. And since your units aren't taking that much damage, you could probably always stay topped off. And just chip them away. But ice is such a good element right now. Jaden, Gilgamesh, Agrius, really good trio. Lots of good vision card synergies. Now I think I lose Veritas during this match. So you see, Gilgamesh is not hitting her that hard, despite having pretty much a lot of modifiers. Luciel kind of doing mega damage. So I think this sequence is kind of funny. I popped my my Esper, and I was like, okay, good. This will let me finish him off quick. And Agrius just pops her Esper. Negates my Esper, plus procs the follow-up damage. So this is mostly like not the type of match you want to have, right? If I was doing this the majority of my matches, I would not be top 100, because this is probably like 500 points or something. So we'll just... Gilgamesh probably dies here. Slow, painful death. So you see 574, so that's not that good. Now... okay, so this is my lightning team. This is a team that surprised me. Throwing this together, I was not very confident, because lightning, while they do have agility, water resistance as one of the best cards, there isn't a ton of really good cards to cross over, because a lot of them are limited time cards that are from a long time ago, like FF7, even FF8. But we get them all grouped up. We give Lucille the jump 1 accessory, and she charges a haste plus HP recovery and water res. Veritas of the Bolt definitely does damage, but she's actually surprisingly squishy. She takes like a big hit from Veritas of the Water here. But you see that damage is not bad, right? We get him nearly halfway down. Obviously, I gave her a lot of vision card support. But she did take a big hit right there. Bigger than these two are about to take. The good old Summer Glacia. I have her. You see, 1 damage, right? The bare minimum. In this matchup, I have seen Exia go for a basic attack, because that's how little water damage she would be doing with an actual ability. So Veritas of the Bolt with the haste does manage to kill them, but they have courage, they have re-raise, so they're not out of it yet. And this is kind of where the RNG saved me on this match, where I dodged that hit, which might have actually brought her down below like 30% or something. But that was bad RNG paralysis. It is what it is. Now let's look at Exia. 372. Really low damage. And TG Sid coming in with the big damage. I'm so glad that the tactics units are strong. It's such a refreshing thing to see. Ramza was an absolute beast in light slashing guild raids. He was a monster. Just cap damage non-stop. Triple hit cap damage. And that might be all I want to... I think I did do one more match, but I don't know if it's worth showing. So what I'm trying to get at is Mono Element. Mono Element is back in a big way, especially in Grand Arena. It was so nice to finally get back to the old days when mostly everybody was doing Mono Element, when all you really needed was to pick your battles and you could reliably get wins. Whereas now, it is a lot more difficult to counter enemies and all that stuff. A lot more difficult. We've seen with the evasion meta that you can use evasion to try to counter a lot of non-accuracy teams, and now we're seeing more like everything is happening all at once. We've got the element teams, we've got the evasion teams, we've got all types of teams like the Black Mages, the Great Swords. I really like this meta that they've created as of late. In the past, non-limited units were kind of rare, and now non-limited units, like we're getting like we're getting another 3. We just got Mont. We're getting Mavia, the Ice Archer. We're getting Falsette, the Earth Gunner, and then we're getting the Water Katana unit. So we're getting so many regular pool units that they're really rebuilding the roster in terms of this new scaling power. One thing I'm not a fan of is the MA3s that they're rolling out. Where's the Valentine's Day units for global? That would have been something nice to see. Over on JP, they have Valentine's Day units with upgrades. There's also a banner where you could just buy whichever one you want. I might buy Fire Eldera just to have her if ever I would need to put together a slash chaining team. That's probably about it. I have Valentine's Day Celir. Who's the other one? Jeez, Valentine's Day Celir. Oh yeah, Miranda. I don't want Miranda. I don't care about her at all. She's not really PvE focused. She's a cost 70, so she was more back in the day at cost 70, like sneaky good cost 70. And yeah. So the 1 damage team, that was my sleeper favorite actually of the whole Grand Arena, this lightning team. With the Lucille buff and the water res. Because you could do the same thing with the water team, but I don't have Exia. So my water team was looking pretty soft. My Earth team did great, but I did have a couple of matches where things didn't go that well. Alright. So I think I'm just gonna turn off the matches because they're obviously gonna lose, even though I lost Bolt Veritas. Just to show you guys, 650 points out of a total 750. So you lose 1 unit, you lose about 100 points. And I think that's it. So now I'm just gonna do what I do. It's getting late, I'm a little bit tired. Just gonna do a quick spin of the rare tickets, do 1 pull for Mont's new card. My Mont might be like level 115 now. It's a beautiful silver book. So again, 1 Exia, Garusa, Venera. And I'm probably gonna get, I'm gonna say Lorella. Valentine's Day Lorella. Schuzelt. Another thing to keep in mind with this Grand Arena MR stuff. Wonder what the bonuses are gonna be. Like, who's gonna be the bonus units, right? They're all MRs, there's no new ones. It's gonna be strange. Alright, so we'll just give this a quick spin. Worth leveling MRs to 120, just to redeem their Oh, it's a wonderful unit. On a vision card banner. Well, perks of having charm. One of the MR cards that I did use this Grand Arena. I miss Grand Arena already. I wish it was 25 games because I can handle that because I could play a little bit while I'm in the office. Oh, thanks for the gold, Nasha, my girl. Well, that's basically it. I give up. I don't want this card that much. Alright guys, I hope you had a happy Valentine's Day. Yay, yay. And we'll see what's coming up. Next collaboration. Next collaboration coming up. You know what? Let's do something unusual. Since we've seen so many. You know, these tickets, you don't get any Mog medals. You get the soul medals, but you don't get Mog medals. It's kind of a shame. But sometimes you can get UR from the MR ones. A bunch of MR units. You know, there are 3 MR Dagger Ninja Blade units. So that might be the goated team. And there are many black mages. That might be an interesting team as well. Well, I'm done for today, boys. Catch y'all next time. Hopefully we get news from interesting collaboration, because we've been waiting for the news of a new collaboration. This one's almost over. I almost wouldn't mind doing this step, but I like this card, but I also don't give a F about it. So yeah, enjoy yourselves, guys. Stay safe. Over here it's a massive snowstorm. Incredibly snowy outside. There is so much snow. It's more snow than we've had in the whole season so far. So yeah, I'm in a nobody guild. I should probably leave this guild, but I am thinking maybe I'm gonna do the comeback bonus. Especially if it's a new collab, I'm definitely doing that. You know, you just gotta do what you gotta do, you know, to have fun, right? Anyways, love you guys. Peace. Peace.